Guess what?
What?
You didn't have to give me permission for anything.
No, I do. I give you permission to record before you actually enter the call. I quickly press the three dots and go make co-host. And I'm getting
Oh.
so good at it that you don't even notice now.
Oh, wow. I should have realized that like 4 episodes ago.
That's how I roll. I'm just
I've got a
becoming
really
more
good idea. We
efficient.
should start the episode with actual content about something rather than us talking about us
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to fucking do a podcast after 123 episodes.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's just one idea.
Hello.
Spitballing. You got a beer?
Yeah, I do. I'm drinking independent this evening.
Same.
What do you got?
I've got one of these little bad boys. Little brewery down the road you might have heard of.
A bit of American Pale Ale.
That's the one. What do you got?
I've got I've got one that's not even going to touch the sides because I've had a few of these before, and
Wow.
that's the big issue with it.
Okay.
So I've got the Young Henry's Classic Premium.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, wait, let me get a little screenshot here. Oh, whoop, whoop, there we go. Love it.
And this one is a BWS and Uncle Dan's classic. And even with this dirty glass, it still maintains its head. So,
They have that little sort of thing at the counter there with those ones, don't they?
mm, mm. I love it. I think it's a great beer.
It's a good beer. It's tasty.
I bought a carton and don't even remember drinking it. I didn't drink it all in one sitting, but you just drink a six pack of it and it's like, ooh, gone.
Nothing.
No,
I
that's
bought
it.
Great Northerns today.
Yeah. Yeah. How did that go?
Well, I so we're going away next week. Actually, I might put this here. That sound is probably not very good.
That sounds way
Um,
better.
yeah, that should sound a fair bit better.
You sound
I'm
more
good.
professional.
More a bit sultry, but
Yeah,
AMS
a little
and
bit so.
SN. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
know the acronym.
ASMR, yes, very
Yeah. Um,
ASMR.
you know, can I
There you
tell you
go.
about my week away next week? No, yeah, no. So I'm going away next week, and we're going to leave some beers behind for the team. And I know you got four who are there. Two don't drink. One is an ex-brewer from Burley who loves a lager, which you would expect,
Yes,
and
yes.
the other only drinks Great Northern.
You know,
So
your
I've got
voice went back to tinny again now. I don't know what happened.
fuck's sake, really?
Yeah.
I don't know what I can do about that.
My computer mustn't like the ASMR.
Oh, is that true? AirPods. Oh, you know why? Microphone has switched. Try this. How's
Yeah,
that?
there you go. Yeah, that's better.
That's the Rode mic right there. If it happens
Yeah,
again,
it
you'll
sounds
notice it. That's
way
good to
better.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're leaving him. I found a lager, Japanese lager of some sort for Byron, and um, I almost took one for the podcast night, but I thought that's a bit stingy and leave him 5 beers.
Mm,
And Great Northern. Apparently, you have to choose between different versions of Great Northern, which I wasn't prepared for, but
mm-hmm,
I went with the
mm-hmm.
crisp, super crisp or some shit.
Yep, that's the way.
That's it. How have you been? You've been
Nice.
in, where have you been, actually, is a better question.
Been to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam and Bangkok, Thailand.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good little trip. I got invited up by Charles and Kat Guerrier from Brew Asia Conference. And so they do these tech sessions, which are like these 1 day sessions all over Asia. So they've done a few in India, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam and Bangkok. And so, yeah, it was just a good opportunity to head up there and go and check out the scene without because I was there. I was in Ho Chi Minh for Brew Asia last year. I was in Bangkok the year before for Brew Asia conference.
What's
So
the,
it was good just to
give
be
us an
there.
insight into like, what's the conference like? Is this like a massive conference or is it like an Indies type
Um,
size, BrewCon type thing?
no, 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 no. It's just a 1 day thing. So in Ho Chi Minh City, we've had about 20 people. In Bangkok, it was about 50,
Yeah.
55. So just a single room, whole bunch of talks throughout the day on varying topics, and yeah, good time was up by all. Go have a beer afterwards, you know.
That's amazing. So that's a pretty prestigious thing to be able to fly to another country for a small event like that.
Yeah, it was good. Good, very much an honor to go and fly up there and that sort of thing. Um, I didn't realize that I was such a fucking big deal in Thailand, though.
Oh, nice. Rockstar.
Yeah. It's like it's, everyone's going Endo, Endo, like
Now, is
oh,
that all because of the podcast or just a small amount
YouTube,
of
YouTube, YouTube. They were watching YouTube because the funny thing is in Thailand, the liquor licensing laws are absolutely wild, right? And
Yeah,
so
they're weird.
you can open a brew pub. You can only open a brew pub if you own a certain amount of land. It's not the land where you're going to build the brewery. You just need to own a certain area of land.
Okay.
And then depending upon the amount of land that you own, depends and it gives you the permission to build a brew pub with a certain amount of horsepower.
Wow.
And so the horsepower being the energy that runs the brewery, which kind of dictates the size of it and that sort of thing.
Like the
And
electrical
then,
energy.
yeah, and steam and all that sort of stuff all adds up.
Wow.
And then if you're a brew pub, you can't can your beer and sell it.
Yes, I knew about that one.
That's verboten. So all the brew pubs, what they do is they contract brew. There's one contract brewery in Thailand, but most of them get their beer contract brewed in Vietnam and
Yeah.
import it, and that's the way they get around the laws. You know that the home brewing is illegal, um, but there's all these underground illegal breweries that sell their beer,
Yes. I experienced that in
and
China.
yeah, and so yeah, it was really interesting. Like, so basically, there's a thriving homebrew scene that just goes commercial because they just don't give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to get caught, and if you get caught, it's like a little bit of this, and it's
Mm.
all looked after, and you know, it's fascinating stuff, right?
Interesting.
It's just this all these different regulations just to protect the wealthy families that own Chang and Singer beer, you know.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't sound all that
That's
different to Australia, to be honest.
true. That's fair.
It's a bit more overtly direct
Mm.
with it all, but yeah.
Um,
Interesting. And what was the
but it was
sake
great.
situation? What country wasn't it? Why were we drinking sake in fucking
Vietnam. That's all I
Vietnam?
fucking drunk in Vietnam. I
Why?
drank so much sake.
Did they drink sake a lot there?
No, I just happened to get dragged to places that were serving sake.
Why?
It's just we happened to go. Like on the first night I got there, we went up to this Japanese restaurant
Okay.
drinking sake, and then on the day the party after the conference, that sort of thing, we're at this place in I think it's District One called Beer Craft, and
I
I
like
met
what they've
this
done with
very
with that name. It's
it's spelled BIA
okay.
Craft.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. That
beer. Because
changes everything.
that's how they spell beer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Is
Well, that
beer.
doesn't
Is
change anything
beer.
then. All right.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
that's how they spell it.
Yeah.
And then I met this very loud. I can't remember his name. Very loud, very boisterous, and he and I just started giving each other shit straight away. And it was got pretty rude straight away. He reminded me of like my good mate Duncan. We just give each other so much stick, and people just listen to us talk to each other and go, "This guy's friends." It's like, yeah, and so I after talking to him and calmed down a little bit and that sort of thing, it was all good fun. And he goes, "Oh, my place is a couple of doors down." So what do you do? He goes, "Oh, head brewer of a sake brewery." And I went, "Fuck yeah,
Oh,
let's go." So all like 50 of us got up and
what
went
nationality is this guy?
American.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
American expats there.
Yeah, quite a few expats.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, we just walked down the couple of doors to this sake brewery and they were doing like sake cocktails. And did you see the video in my stories? Like, it was just like,
Yes. Well,
same thing
yes.
again. We're just like, same as fucking Korea. They're just like stacking up shot
Yeah, I
glasses
was
and
waiting for
things
some
and
shit to
banging the
smash like
table.
last time.
Ah, yeah, well, yeah, shit smashed. And that's just what they do. So I was just drinking sake cocktails and then, God knows that. Oh,
Did you
I
sing
went to this.
him? I'd love to have a sake with Duncan. Did you sing him that song? Or
Yeah, no, nothing like that. I went to this
no?
place
Okay.
that was full of like all the girls in there were dressed in red dresses. It was very strange.
I don't want to do any editing on this podcast, Hendo,
No,
so I'm just going to stop you right there.
it's not. I wasn't that sort of unscrupulous place, but it was
Okay.
like that's just what all the girls were wearing there, and I was like, I don't really like it here. So we went around to we found a
Oh,
club, and I went to a club, and that was good.
look, I feel like we're
And
veered off track with this beer
don't know
conversation
how
already.
don't know how I got home, and it was good.
Brilliant.
So it's such a good time though. But I tell you what, it's like in Ho Chi Minh City. I would seriously consider living there. It's the scooter capital of the world, right? When
Yeah.
there is no scooters in Seoul, all of the scooters are in Ho Chi Minh City, and it's great to get around on scooter. You get the app. It's like Uber, but it's like called Grab, but it's like Uber except it's a scooter.
Okay. Well, sounds
And
terrifying.
anywhere in the city pretty much costs like $1.
What's the
And
general costings of things? Is it still cheap as shit over there?
food's cheap, beer's cheap. I
What do
mean,
you pay for it?
alcohol,
Just if you go to like a corner place with the milk crates out the front, and you get like beer,
get
just a
some
stubby
street
of
food.
some.
Oh, beers are probably a couple of $2 or something.
Yeah.
Food, you get a good feed for $5 to $10 tops.
Yeah.
At a nice place, it's just pretty cheap. I suppose rent would be cheap too. I would live there, but not just yet, and that sort of thing. But
That's
certainly would
that's the
consider
plan.
living there.
Long-term plan.
Yeah, just get myself a scooter. A bit wild though. I found a gym near to the hotel, so I wanted to go to the gym. And walked in and found the gym, went for a bit of a recce mission first, looked at it and went, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then went and grabbed my gear and walked back. And I'm doing workouts, doing upper day, right? And I was on the bench press and Colin, my personal trainer's got me doing split box. So you do like one exercise and then you swap over to another exercise and then do that 3 sets, and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I was doing bench press and some sort of fucking row thing, right? And so I'm on the bench press. I had my towel on the bench press. I had some weights on the bench, like my water bottle sitting there, and I was off on the rowing machine. So you could tell that like there was somebody using the bench press, and there was more than one bench press, right?
Okay.
And while I was gone, um, someone grabbed one of the weights off one side of the bar, right? And not all of them, just one of the two weights that was on there. Took one off on one side and went and fucked off and used it for himself. Didn't know who it was because he did it while I was away. But luckily I spotted it because otherwise I would have like lifted this thing and gone
Oh my
like
God.
that. And I'm
That's
like, who the fuck does that? It's like
that's
my
quite big.
towel's
Were they
there.
short
It's
on
like you can.
weights?
Well, to be honest, the weights were not very well kept. They were all like all the barbell weights were just strewn all over the place, and all the dumbbells were all over the place. And it's interesting because the gym that I go to, like I'm getting a little frustrated with it at the moment because there's a new manager there and the weights aren't exactly always put away. And like even if there's just one thing out of the way where you're not used to it, you just go, oh, that's frustrating. But this place was a fucking war zone, right?
Yeah.
It was just free for all weights everywhere, all over the floor, some on racks and some on machines and all sorts of things. You just had to scavenge your way to get the weights you wanted. And so someone scavenged my fucking barbell when I was doing the fucking bench press.
Well, it's a
You know?
good effort to do the workout in that situation, and when you're
Oh, it was
traveling and all the
fine.
rest of it.
Oh, it's I couldn't get a workout in in Bangkok because there's no gym in the hotel. But I've got these stretch bands and everything. I had the same problem in Melbourne. I
Yeah.
was there like the week before because it was like I couldn't in the Melbourne CBD I couldn't find a gym where I could just go single use that cost less than $50, and I was just
Yeah.
like I was not prepared to pay $50 for a workout. So I've got these stretch straps, stretch bands, so I can do like simulated weights and all that sort of stuff, and it's fine. But yeah,
Nice.
it's not as good, but it's temporary fix and that sort of thing. It's really
Yeah.
funny now. It's like if I don't go to the gym, I feel like shit.
That's amazing. I think that's really good, Hendo. Good on you. Can I read you some feedback we got from the ABERs on our submission
Yeah.
for the media award? So
Yeah.
we submitted. You actually submitted to the ABERS,
Yes. Yes.
because it was free,
We
essentially.
into the media awards because it was free. That's right.
Yeah, and my understanding of this is it's not a medal situation like other awards, right? Like it's not a sort of bronze, silver, gold type situation.
No,
It's just
they
someone
pick one
wins and then you
winner.
get
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
All right. So let me read this out. Very knowledgeable. So anyway, we got 15.25 out of
Out of
20.
20, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So that's what 75%. That's too
It's not
high.
bad.
Let's be honest about that. Um, so the copy is very knowledgeable guys. That's a compliment. It's a
Mm.
feedback sandwich. Um, Interesting to dig that deep into the issue of VA with an expert. So this is based on our VA episode with Chris Cook, episode 67. So this is a long time ago, this episode. I don't know when it was, but we're talking over 18 months ago, I think.
The piece of media had to be released over 2023 calendar year.
Yeah.
That was the
Um,
requirement of it. So,
I'm going to read you out this feedback and you can tell me how accurate you think it is, okay?
okay. Yep.
A slow start, let it down a bit.
Yep.
That's fucking true, right? Very true.
That's
Every
very true.
episode.
That's so us. Yeah.
But but it was engaging once discussing VAs with Chris. Hendo and Dan are certainly passionate and knowledgeable about the industry. However, the production quality and length of the show could be tightened up. That's very true, right?
That's a dig. That's like you should
That's
be
a
feel
direct attack
attacked.
on my editing skills.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
You don't
And
edit though.
no, and I agree with that comment entirely.
Yeah.
In this, okay, I listened to 12 minutes of banter.
Whoever that judge was, I bet she's one of the 12.
I bet you that as
I
well.
bet she's one of the 12.
It's
He or
Adam Shell, I
she.
think.
Yeah.
Um, before the content got started. And although the informative information thereafter had some good insights, there should be some consideration in trimming the podcast to a more digestible length. All right, your thoughts on that feedback, Hendo?
We are not taking the 12 minutes at the start off.
Well, I'm not editing it, that's for damn sure.
That's our shtick.
Yeah, very fair
Yeah.
feedback though.
Yeah, very fair feedback. I think the other two were the same, I think. And I was very much I was good to enter. And yeah. You
And
know
I
what?
actually
Mick
called the
was
winner. I called the winner because I said it
yeah.
would be Crafty Pint, and you said it couldn't be, but it was someone from Crafty Pint who won,
Crafty Pint, yeah, Mick from Crafty Pint.
which makes a lot more sense than us
Yeah,
doing
absolutely.
anything other than
We
getting
sucked.
trolled by the
Well,
judges.
so the thing is as well is that I shouted at Adam Shell and Joel from Aussie Beer Voyage a ticket to the Avers. So I basically said, "You've entered the media award as well. I want to be there when you guys win."
Yeah,
So I bought them a ticket and I said, "You just got to get yourselves down there." And we had a great time. It was really, really good fun with Adzi and Joel. And Matty Wolf showed up as well from Brew Baron, and he
nice.
was on our table as well. Had a couple of the guys from Brownstone. It was great. It was
What
just
was the
such a. It
vibe of
was a
the
good.
Abers like? Was it pretty? It seemed pretty fun from what I read.
It was good. It's always a good time.
Yeah,
It was good fun. It wasn't a full house like it usually is. That's probably pretty
I
much a
bet.
sign of the economic times and
Oh,
that sort of thing.
100%. It's an expensive thing to do.
And yes, it's an expensive thing to do. And yeah, it was a good time and took Adzi out, Adzi and Joel out and Matty out the next day. Actually, I took Mazin out to dinner.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't ask you. Wait,
Yeah.
we haven't spoken since then, have we?
No, we haven't spoken since I've been in Melbourne. So
No. Okay. Well, how's
yeah, so
what's
I
how'd
took
that
Mazin
go?
out to Melbourne. Oh, he's going good. He's good. He's refreshed. He's relaxed. He's back from his vacation and seeing his boy and that sort of thing. And we had this most fucking delicious dinner at. If you're ever in Melbourne, head up to Fitz. You need to take Erin to this, mate. I'm fucking
Okay.
shit you not, right? Is
Carlton?
go to Bar Liberty in Fitzroy on Johnson Street, done by or one of the founders is one of my favourite chefs in Melbourne, Casey Wall, who had Rockwell and Sons, and he's got a few other restaurants, that sort of thing. I can't describe how fucking beautiful this food was. It was just magnificent. It was
Wow.
just so good, and yeah, Maz and I we just said to the chef, just feed us and drink us, and
Oh,
We were
really?
drinking some amazing white wine, and they just it's one of those places where they do some really really fancy food, and they just feed
Yeah.
you. And it was fucking what was it? I got the bill here.
Don't read the bill out. This is just
No,
only
I'm
going
not
to
reading
piss
the bill
people
out.
off.
It
Don't read
was a
that
lot of
out.
money,
Yeah. That's a
but
business
it was worth
expense,
it.
though. You're called Rockstar
Yeah, it
Brewer. If
was.
that's not a business
Yeah, of
expense, I
course.
don't know what is.
Exactly. Exactly. Worth it. Because
Oh,
I
that's good.
value my time with Mazen and that sort of thing, and I really wanted to check in on him, you know, and because I hadn't seen him since after his VA and he went away and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. So it was good. It was really good to catch up with him, and we had a chat about lots of things, future of the industry, what his plans are and all that sort of stuff. And it was just a
Mm.
really good chat. He's good value to spend time with.
100%. He's a great guy. Um,
Mm.
I think it'll be good when he comes on the podcast. It's going to be a while, but he
Yeah.
will at some point come back on, I think, and
Yes.
once the dust settles on everything, and yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely. So
get another popular episode on our podcast because just you and me talking is clearly not cutting it for anybody. Should we get into, well, actually, this is not really news. We've got a few different articles. You sent me this one, and I'd seen this pop up in the beer groups. But let's kick off
yes.
with this one. So some craft brewers just aren't built for this market, and it was an article that basically summarized a talk that someone gave at a conference. Did you want to
Yes.
intro this one just because you sent this to me?
Yeah. Look, it was just an interesting one that landed on my Reddit feed or something like that. And it was just talking about the perspective of the American craft brewing scene with over 10,000 craft breweries and how there's and the key person being interviewed here was Scott Metzger of Craft Ohana, which is Maui Brewing Company Modern Times.
Yeah.
And um, it was just a sort of a rehash of his talk at CBC in Las Vegas, and he just sort of was basically saying that times are tough, but we've got to earn the dollars of our consumers, and we've got to fight even harder for it. It's not as easy as it used to be. It used to be.
He wasn't just saying that. I think this is the first beer article about the current situation that I've read and actually agreed with.
Yeah.
Um,
What did you agree with?
and well, I think what he's saying is that, and it's stuff that I've said on this podcast before, is that a lot of people get into this industry who aren't business people. And a lot of what's
Yes.
going on at the moment is
Our business problems.
are business problems that people don't know how to fucking handle. And I've seen it when I say firsthand, I mean firsthand. I've seen it. And people start a business if they've never had a business before. They don't know what being a director is about. They don't know how hard it is to pay back debt. They just think these problems will solve themselves.
Mm,
And he says in this article that these problems are not unique to the craft beer industry. And
mm, mm,
I'm a little bit sick of seeing all these articles blaming excise and saying Australia is the most excise beer in the world
mm,
when the entire time this business was exploding, the industry is exploding and craft breweries were opening everywhere. No one was
mm.
mentioning that Australia was the highest excise beer market in the world. Everyone was excited about
Yeah.
the opportunities. As soon as it goes bad, it's an excise problem.
Yes.
And no one's acknowledging the fact that these are very, very common problems to lots of different businesses. And a manufacturing business
Yes.
is as hard as it fucking gets.
Yes.
There's no fucking harder business than manufacturing something as complicated as beer. And if you're
Mm,
not
mm.
onto your inventory and you're not onto your finance and you don't understand that, it's going to go to shit. And I think that's a lot of what he
Yes.
was saying in this article. I think he was saying there's people who start brewery out of passion and they don't understand the finance. And um, very much in line with what we talked about in this podcast, what you said at the start of our book, understanding how much it costs to fill a tank full of beer, how much that
Yep.
beer costs, how long it sits there for, thinking about that like it's cash
Yes.
in the bank or on, in your bank,
Yes.
and understanding how the mechanics of all that work. That's every manufacturing business
Did I
in the
say
world
that
has
in
to
your
deal with
book?
that. You said it at the first, well, I mean, I added a few words then, but you said along the effect of think about how much it's going to cost to fill a tank, how much you've
Mm,
paid for all of
mm.
those materials, um, how long it sits there for, how much you pay for the labor that goes into it, and then You still don't get paid when you sell it. You still got a
Mm,
couple of weeks at the absolute best where you'll get paid afterwards.
mm.
Um, and then sometimes you won't get paid at all. I don't know if you said that, but that's a reality as well.
Yep,
Sometimes you won't
yep.
get paid at all. These are very, very difficult businesses to run. And I read that article thinking that's the point he was making is that if you want to run a manufacturing business or if you want to
Mm.
invest in one, you better hope that someone in the leadership team there knows a lot about manufacturing, finance, inventory, and those manufacturing
Yes.
business problems.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's very, very interesting stuff.
In a possibly more positive note, this one, Nail and Beer
Good one.
Farm by Ferrell and their brewery from Coke. This is an interesting.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah, I
know
think
more
that's
about the
great.
history of this. It's got a long history of
Yeah, so
brands.
Feral Brewing from Swan Valley, and Nail Brewing originally from the old Bobby Dazzlers in the Perth CBD, and they basically teamed up to, I think it was like a 90-10 or an 80-20 split on a production facility. Um, and eventually Ferrell sold to Coca-Cola, and the agreement was that Nail couldn't get kicked out, and they were part of the deal in there. And then Coca-Cola are not very good at running a brewery, probably stick to soft drink, and sold it to Beer Farm with the same proviso that Nail had to stay. So Nail's now under the same roof as Beer Farm, and my understanding is a Beer Farm needed the capacity so they could start to export and that sort of thing. I think there's a very smart move, particularly from a brewery that's in Perth, because access to Asian markets is easier from Perth than it is from the East Coast.
Yeah. Although it
And
did say in the article that he's got a kit sitting in a farm somewhere in New South Wales and with red tape and bureaucracy holding us up. That was a
yeah,
weird
right.
comment. Yeah.
That is strange.
Yeah. We're trying to grow in
And
New South Wales, it specifically says. It's unusual.
well, it's bought another brewery in Perth, so
Mm, yeah.
and so here we are. Like, it's a good story that that Feral Brewing is now back and independent. I don't know, Beer Farm own it, but I'm not sure what their did they say what their plans were for the Feral brand?
Well, no, but could you imagine? I mean, surely the Feral brand is not, I mean, it's not what it once was, is it? I mean, it's definitely not what it once was, but like who would be, I don't know anything about, who works there or whatever, but who would be left there trying to champion that brand? Do you think like Beer Farm would want to be
Well,
building their brand, right?
yeah, I suppose so, but yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's a really interesting one. So, I think since Coca-Cola took over the Feral brand, that the Feral brand has become less and less relevant to consumers
Well,
outside of Western Australia.
yes. Yeah, but this is quite a long time ago. We're talking about a lot of
You
brands
know,
have become less relevant in that time.
yeah, exactly. So let's see what happens.
It seems like a pretty good story, though, doesn't it? I mean, there's obviously people out there that still believe in the idea of having a decent sized production brewery and building a brand and,
Yeah,
you know,
I think the export thing is a smart thing for them. So
yeah,
yeah, let's see what happens.
nice. Bring back Brandon Varis, maybe. Get him involved.
No, no, he's done.
Yeah, he did well. He timed it pretty well in hindsight.
Oh yeah, sure did.
Uh, um, Hawks Brewing $1 million for me. I mean, I have no interest in talking about that story, but if you want to, we can. Otherwise, we can just look at this Mighty Craft stuff
Nah,
because that's probably more
nah,
fun.
just yeah.
Let's skip that. So the two links I gave you for Mighty Craft, one is a random update about them selling some better beer to the people they owed lots of money to. And the second is the April sort of quarterly update. That's the second link because the first link
Oh,
refers to
okay.
the second one. Um,
Deleveraging update. Okay, can you give me the general gist of this?
well, they owed a lot of money to this Pure management, was basically like a firm that they had some debt arrangement with, which they were never going to service because they're losing shitloads of money. and they swapped that. They swapped the debt owed on that for 7.5% of Better Beer
Yeah.
for $6 million, which values Better Beer at $80 million, which I thought was interesting. Um,
Yeah, right.
but they're basically in a situation where they're fast running out of money. They've got no money left. They've defaulted on a lot of their finance, and they've formed an arrangement with this group that they owed, I assume, the most amount of money to. And instead of
Yeah.
paying them back, they've all agreed that Mighty Craft can keep trading for a while because they'll give them $6 million for 7.5% of Better Beer, and they'll all try to work together a solution where all three brands merge into the one entity.
Do you want to
Um,
see if we can get, just for shits and giggles, to see if we can get ChatGPT to fucking decipher it?
well,
Because
this, I mean,
I know what
I
so you can
summarized
talk
that
to it now.
as well as I could. That's only one page. The next one is a proper update. The second link is the proper quarterly update.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one's 8 pages long.
That's 8 pages long. I can't
The
tell it that.
second
I can
link,
take a
yeah.
photo of that though.
Oh,
Well,
it needs to
that's
be a photo.
basically, hey,
It needs to be a photo. You can load a PDF
no,
in
no,
here.
no. You can talk to it now. Look at this.
I couldn't work out how to do that. Like, I was like, how do you even do that?
Hey, ChatGPT, if I show you a picture of a press release, can you please help me understand it?
Of course. Feel free to upload the picture of the press release
Oh,
and
you've
I'll
got.
help you understand it.
Okay.
Have you got that?
I
Have you
mean,
got
I
that
heard it.
ChatGPT? Yeah,
I
no,
heard
no.
it.
I'm asking, have you used that app before?
I haven't used the audio on there. I don't know if I have that.
It's on the app.
ChatGPT, are you the latest version? You ChatGPT 4.0 or whatever it's called, or you're an older one? Because I don't pay. Sorry, I'm a tight ass.
I pay for it.
No, no, it doesn't work for me.
Well, that's why I pay
But
for it.
I thought that was going to be free, that version. Interesting. Yeah, I get weird answers. I don't
Okay,
think it
so
is the
it's
latest version.
basically so it's actually really cool. Okay,
Is she going to
yeah,
read that out to us or
yeah,
no?
yeah. No, no. She's basically confirmed. What question do you want to ask it?
Well, feel like I understand it. Well, I would ask it, is Mighty Craft going to go out of business within a month?
Hey, ChatGPT, with regards to Mighty Craft, do you think the stability of the business is, or the outlook of the business is looking good financially or looking pretty poor?
Okay, I'm not editing this space of no
From the
audio, so I'm
details
talking.
provided in the press release, it seems that Mighty Craft is taking significant steps to improve its financial stability. The agreement to sell a portion of its shares in Better Pure and the termination of the royalty deed indicates that the company is focused on reducing its debt. The mention of over $10 million in debt reduction across the second half of FY24 is a positive sign of financial restructuring. Additionally, the potential merger between Mighty Craft and Better Beer could further strengthen the company's position if successfully achieved.
I'm
Mighty
sorry,
Craft.
ChatGPT, you failed that assignment. Well, that's
So
very
good.
interesting.
The talking part of ChatGPT is amazing. I was using it in Vietnam and that sort of thing to do like language translation and that sort of thing. Doesn't work well in a noisy pub, but
Well,
works
when they
okay on a
launched it,
short.
they said it was going to be free to everyone. It's not fucking free to me, but it is very cool.
I want the one where
Um,
it does like the video in real time, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I
then
think
I
it's
then I
like
can ask
anything.
it
You get two
then I
different
can ask it
versions of
how my
every
hair
story,
is.
and it depends what you believe. But that's
Yeah,
ChatGPT's interpretation of that is definitely wrong.
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be
Um,
interesting to watch, though. In the first time I think of, so what it would have been almost a year ago when on this podcast I said that I think Mighty Craft are going to liquidate. It
yes,
was a long time ago. They haven't said that yet, but in this update they say,
they're liquidating assets.
but no, that they say more than that. They basically say that. Let me see. Strategy update. In the event that the company is unable to formalize an agreement with Better Beer and Pure within the coming months, the board considered that it would be likely to be difficult to secure the additional debt or equity funding that would be required to allow the company to continue its operations.
So Pure is one of their um, finance companies, isn't it?
Yeah. So it
Mm.
basically says if they can't buy Better Beer, this company will cease to exist.
Yeah.
Um, and why on earth would Better Beer agree to any of this shit? Like that'd have to be insane, right?
Yeah, well, do they have a choice?
Of course they have a choice. It's a minority share.
Yeah.
Well,
No, you can sell your shares, can't you?
no, they can sell their shares, but
Mm.
what they're proposing is like so Mighty Craft's a listed company, Better Beer is a private company. What they're
Mm.
proposing is they all merge together in some sort of publicly listed entity, I think, which would be a fucking terrible idea for a brand like Better Beer.
Mm. Yeah,
And it would just keep
absolutely.
Mighty Craft alive. And why would you want that? There's like what value are they bringing? Like zero.
Yeah.
They they're throwing Better Beer around like a fucking seal, like a pack of orcas to stay in business.
Yeah, except I think Better Beer is the orca and Mighty Craft is the seal being
Well,
thrown
yeah,
around.
yeah, that's right. I assume they won't agree to any of it, and eventually
Yeah.
Mighty Craft will just be liquidated for nothing, and Better Beer will be able to
Yeah.
go about their business.
Yeah. Interesting, though.
Um, yeah, super interesting. What about Sydney Beer Week? This pro-am competition. This is up your alley.
Well, let's have a look here. What are they doing? A pro-am?
Basically, they have an amateur competition, and then the winners of the amateur competition, or like the finalists, get to brew a beer with a professional brewery,
Yeah.
which
What,
seems like a very cool
what a
idea.
great idea. So Pete Anstey, who's heading up Sydney Craft Beer Week, is an absolute legend. Runs Sweeney's,
Yep,
um, which has an excellent rooftop bar in the Sydney CBD,
yep.
and
I've been there.
he's a very, very good operator. Francis Kenner off the hand pump all the time. That's how it goes. And so let's have a look here. So we've got a pro-am. So it's a homebrew competition that gets judged, and then the winners go and do a beer with a commercial brewery of the same recipe on a commercial scale. Great idea.
Yes.
This has been done before.
Okay.
I don't think, yeah. What a great idea. Homebrewers can get their beer made on a commercial scale. Gosh, I mean, a lot of people would be up for that.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Super fun.
Oh, so
All
cool.
right.
One
So
of the
we
things, the
have.
beers I had in Melbourne is Stomping Ground Gibb Street Pale Ale.
Oh, there you go. The old
It's
classic.
so good, so good.
Small can, but that's fine. We'll forgive him for that.
What do you mean? Oh, it
It's
is
a
too.
small
It's a
can.
355.
355. It's the old pirate life size
Shit.
can.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And um, the Stomping Ground crew were just uh, so hospitable when we walked in there. You know, like we walked in there basically unannounced. Myself and Adzi and a few of the crew were at the ALBAs the night before and all that sort of stuff, and didn't tell anyone we were going there. And you know, within sort of 10 or 15 minutes, you know, Asher come out from the brewery. He's the head brewer. Comes out. I say, Hendo, how you going? Yeah, you guys want a beer? Yeah, shout us all beers,
Oh,
and
nice.
the whole thing was just super awesome. I just had the best time, and just such a lovely bunch of people. Really good venue.
It's the best.
Beers are great lineup of beers there. We had lunch there actually as well. The food there was bloody good. So
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's the
um,
best.
you find yourself in Melbourne, go to Stompo. It's great. Oh,
It
Chris
has to be
came out. Chris Domagala was there. I don't know if you know
first
Chris
stop.
Domagala.
Don't think so.
He's the tall bearded guy who
Oh,
used
yes.
to,
Yeah, yeah.
he's from here in Brizzy,
Yeah.
but he brewed with me at Brownstone and won the Gary Shepherd Trophy, and he heads up logistics at Stompo, and he come
Yeah.
out and we had a ball. It was just such a good day. Good day.
The best. We used to go
Mm.
there every year of the Abers, and we'd get there for opening. The little garage door would go up.
Yeah, that's what we got
Beyond.
there. We got there at 11:30 in the morning. It's just the door
Yeah.
was going. I was like, let us the fuck in, you know.
That's the move. That's the move. All right. We've got questions, but I don't think we've got many. So
All right.
let's get into that, and then we'll get into the Hendo Reacts. There's a little bit of
Oh,
crickets
yeah.
going on our social media, but that's okay. We'll do our best.
Don't forget to tag me after the show on Instagram.
I already have.
Mm. Oh, you've done it already.
Yeah, fucking slid in
Oh,
just then.
jeez. Well,
All right. So flog my jingle. Oh no, wait, that was my comment. I'm gonna okay. We're not gonna talk about that.
Endo reacts.
Yeah, no,
Endo
we're gonna do
reacts.
that after this. All right.
Okay.
Corey Cooper question: which Adam Shell has the glass cleaning technique, and what is the technique? Oh yeah, good
Uh,
question.
Adam Shell does.
Which one? And what's the
The other
technique?
one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's Adzi. If you want to distinguish between the two, there's Adam and then there's Adzi. It's Adzi.
yeah.
And his technique is really simple. So basically, you have to have a dedicated one of those. You get the little wand that you fill up with detergent with the little scour pad on it, that sort of thing, and the detergent goes through the scour pad.
I've got that, but yeah, I use it for dishes.
Yeah,
You don't want to use the same one
yeah,
for the
no,
glass.
exactly. You have to have a
Got it.
dedicated one just for
Yeah,
glasses,
yeah.
and so you use that, and then he recommends Tandle dishwashing detergent from Aldi,
Oh, okay.
right? And then you've got to use hot water, so wear gloves and give it a good scrub and then good rinse with hot water, and then you leave it just to evaporate, and that's it. But clearly my technique is fucked because
Yeah, never works.
show me, and I haven't been successful overly.
Well, I know when we used to run the bar, we used to wipe all the glasses. I don't really know if it was a particular reason we used to do that, like but with a microfiber cloth. I feel like that is wiping off some stuff that shouldn't be on there.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm pretty sure if I was a cicerone, they would say don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they teach that in Cicerone. Not that I'm a Cicerone. I don't care,
But
but
well,
yeah,
you don't want to do it with a yeah. I don't know anything about Cicerone, but you definitely don't want to do it with a shitty cloth. But if you do it with a good cloth, see, I struggle with this with wine glasses as well because I'm like, if you don't want to use the same. I've got a dedicated cleaner, but it's not a spongy one. It's just basically a
yeah,
scourer.
yes,
But you don't want to dry it afterwards, but you also don't want it to be full of bubbles. You
yes,
can't put them in the dishwasher because wine glasses are too brittle for that.
yes, yes.
Beer glasses, I just put in the dishwasher and it does a pretty
Yeah,
fucking
of
good job.
course. Well, mine
But
gets all that powdery shit all over it. So,
yeah, okay. I mean, I've got a
but the rinse aid is
$300
apparently not
dishwasher
that
from
good.
Kogan and it works pretty fucking well.
Yeah, yeah.
I also don't drink clear beers. This is the
What
Melbourne
is that?
Culture status quo.
Oh, is it a pre-Gabs or post-Gabs? Oh, it's the winner. So
It's the
what's the
winner. To
packed on
check the
date on the
date, it was
bottom?
fucking a month ago. Not even a month ago.
Yeah, great. How is it?
This was packed fucking 3 weeks ago. It's just awesome.
Yeah, right.
It just smells so good. It's just a fucking. I don't drink as anywhere near as much beer as I used to. We're not really drinking
Mm.
it all during the week, and then when I drink on the weekends, I kind of prefer wine. So when I
Yep.
have a beer like this, I'm actually appreciating it a lot more now.
How's the garden going?
Oh, it's on fire, dude. There's all kinds of
I
shit
love
happening
how
back
it's
there.
called. I love how it's called Darren's Garden.
Yeah, we've got Darren's
Has the
garden,
garden
which
got
is
its own TikTok?
no, it should though. We should use the Cook with Darren TikTok for it because it's going off. We bought on Temu for about $2 the Darren's garden, and then
Yeah.
we
Oh,
bought
right.
yeah, and then
Two
we bought
bucks.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Temu's is fucking out of control. It's so cheap. And then we bought
You
Hoeing
have to
and
buy through
Easy.
an app, don't you?
Oh, either way, website
Or
app,
you can buy it on the web. Yeah, okay.
yeah. And then I got a Hoeing and Easy sign. That one's for Aaron. And then we got another one. We got a sign that we haven't put up yet that's sitting in the kitchen. And Tilly last night, who's 6 years old, she comes out and she can read, but like you kind of forget she can read because she's quite little.
Mm,
And she's like, "What does that sign say?" And Aaron's like, "Oh, it says I couldn't give a succulent because succulent's like a type of plant." And
yeah.
Tilly's like, "I couldn't give a fucculent." And she spells it out like that because that's what it says.
Oh dear.
Um, yeah, but anyway, in terms of actual stuff in the garden, it's fucking amazing. There's all kinds of shit going on back there. It's all going really well.
You guys, every time I see you on Instagram, it's either you or Aaron have just got
Mm.
the trolley at Bunnings just stacked up with potting mix.
Oh, last weekend was out of control. We went,
How
we
many
went,
cubic meters have you bought? You know you can get a tip truck just to drop that shit on your front
we got a
lawn.
tip truck, and then the dirt. Yeah, it's pros and cons. I had with the tip truck, I got 2 cubic meters put out the front, and then I had to wheelbarrow it in a shitty wheelbarrow around the back up a hill.
Mhm.
It was very painful. I got about halfway up the garden beds, and then we just decided to get bags from Bunnings. It was way easier and they're better quality. And it was more expensive, definitely, but it's good shit we got in there. And everything is growing. Not everything is growing well, but most shit is growing pretty well. So
What are you
we're
growing?
farmers now.
What are you
You
growing?
name a thing. Name a thing that's a herb or like name a thing that's a herb. Let's just start there. Name a herb
Okay,
that
you're
I
growing
that I
weed?
may or may not grow in the garden. Let's just
You're
name
growing
something.
weed.
No, I'm not. I'm not growing weed. I don't smoke weed, and it's not for me. It's not for me. I don't. I'm not into that shit.
Basil,
Yeah, Baz is cranking.
cilantro, coriander.
Yeah, coriander's going pretty well. That was last
Okay.
weekend. Yeah,
What about um, uh, any saffron?
not growing saffron. Saffron's a weird. What do you use that shit
Yeah,
for?
it's the red thing that makes things go red.
Yeah, no, I'm not growing saffron.
It's very
No.
expensive. So,
Yeah, no.
what about so you got basil? Have you got parsley?
I got parsley.
Yeah, which type?
We've got a few different types, I think. I'm not exactly sure,
Yeah,
but the ones we
because there's
weren't
the
sure about,
English
we've got little
parsley and
signs in
the
there.
Italian parsley or whatever it is the shit one.
Yeah.
The one that you make tabbouleh out of, which is just so pungent and bitter, it's
Mm.
ridiculous. Any vegetables?
Oh, I mean, there's so many more herbs you haven't mentioned, but that's fine. We can move
Oh,
on.
okay. What else
Name
have you
more.
got?
Name more. Name more
I
herbs.
can't name that. I don't know that many herbs. Fuck. Oregano? Fuck.
You said that already.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. What else have we got in there?
How many more herbs do you need?
We've we've got thyme. Thyme's a good one.
Okay. Yep.
We've got
It's good for
mint.
steak. Yep.
Mint's good for drinks. We've got
Rosemary. Everyone can grow rosemary. That shit's
rosemary. We've
like a
got shitload. We've
pest.
got a huge rosemary bush, and we've got more we're planting. Got Vietnamese mint, which is an
Oh
interesting
yeah, that's lovely.
one. We've got a lot of vegetables. Lettuce are vegetables, right? So we've got a lot of different types of lettuce, like 3 or 4 different types of
Mm-hmm.
lettuce. Rocket. We've got Tuscan kale, I think, which is like a type of kale. Um, Name a vegetable then, or a fruit
Potatoes
that we might.
or tomatoes you'd be growing.
Tomatoes we've got one tomato that's
Yep.
growing,
Yep.
but
Yep.
we've got a few trees.
And you got
Two
different
different types
types
of
of
tomatoes.
lettuce. What types of lettuce have you got going?
Lots of different types of lettuce. I couldn't even name them.
Mm-hmm.
Different colored ones, different looking
Yep.
ones. At least
Iceberg,
4 different types.
cos. Yep. The fancy lettuce.
Mm-hmm. Purple lettuce.
Um, oh, they've got the purple lettuce. That is fancy.
Yeah.
What about I mean, what else would you want to grow?
I mean, there's all
Corn? You got any
kinds of shit
corn?
back there, dude. We
You got
got carried
corn?
away. There's all kinds of shit we'll probably
Corn?
never need. We didn't do corn. It's not a bad idea.
Rhubarb? You got any rhubarb?
No, no rhubarb. You don't need that. We don't have much fruit. We've got fruit-wise, we've got strawberries, quite a lot of different strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
Finger lime, is that fruit?
Yeah, that's a fruit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
some sort of fruit. Avocado is
Yeah.
technically a fruit.
Yeah, that's going to take a few years though.
Yep.
That's basically a tree.
Yep, it's a tree. Lemon. Put a lemon tree in
Yep.
there. The finger
Yep,
lime's
yep.
a tree too. It's about that big.
Yep.
Um,
Apparently, if you pee on them, it helps.
Erin actually said that today, and I thought she was lying. But the fact that you said that
Yeah.
makes me think
Yep.
she wasn't lying.
No. Go pee on it.
Okay. All right, I will. Chilies. I mean, I could keep
Chilies,
going.
yeah,
This
cool.
is all kinds
Do you know
of
where you
shit
need to
back
get
there.
chilies from?
Where?
Adam Shell.
Okay.
He
Why?
loves growing chilies.
Shallots, chives,
How's this? You want to hear something funny? Adam Shell
everything.
loves growing chilies, but he hates eating them.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Well, no, I think he does it for the sport
Okay,
or the
interesting.
or the sadism. I don't know. One of
That's
the
like
two.
someone who drinks non-alcoholic beer. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Mm.
Right. Well, Adam Shell, if you're listening, which one I don't know, send me some chilies. Let's do it.
Chilies,
All right.
chili seeds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Darren Gittins. Dan, are you sick of answering Black Ops questions yet? Well, I mean, no one's really asked me any Black Ops questions on the pod.
Yeah, do you know why? Do you know why they're not asking you Black Ops questions? Because they're fucking asking me.
Okay. There you go.
Do you know how many Black Ops questions I got when I was in Melbourne?
You know my
and I'm like,
my ex-wife told me the same thing. She's like, I'm sick of fucking answering questions about Black Ops. I'm like, no one's asking me any questions, which I find fucking bizarre.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's fucking shit. Everyone's asking me questions. I'm like, the only time I speak to fucking Dan is on the bloody podcast, And even
Yeah.
then, he hasn't worked for Black Ops in 18 months. What the fuck
More.
do you want to know? Just pick up the phone and call him. You got his number.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I've talked to a few people about Black Ops, but not much. And I don't know, I think it's better for it just to play out the way it's playing out, and it's pretty obvious, what's happening.
Yeah.
Darren Gittins, what style is going to take out Gab's People's Choice this year?
I'm gonna say a beer with strawberries in it. There are a
Oh,
few this year.
wow. Okay. I like that.
Mm.
Has a strawberry beer ever won that? I'm trying to think. It's
No, oh, raspberry has with the Bacchus
raspberry.
Raspberry Pilsner.
Oh, yes.
That beer was good.
Um, Strawberry. Yeah, we did. Yeah. We did, is it hard to brew with strawberry? I know we did
Yeah, it's
one year,
shit.
but it's quite hard to brew with,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
hard because it's like you need a lot of strawberry to get any strawberry flavor out of it and never get any color out of it.
Yeah. No, no, no. You don't get the color, but you get the aroma, don't you? More than anything else.
Not even.
If you use a knife.
You got to use a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. All right. Um, Andrew Lang question: where and how does one send beer mail to? Oh, fuck yeah! Send us some beer,
Yeah.
dude. We don't get
Uh,
any free beer anymore.
I got some Sense and Sober the other day, but I haven't. I got it before I went to Melbourne, so it's just still sitting there.
Okay, well, that's good. I don't. Oh, and I got some Traveller not that long ago, so I lie.
Good old
I
Benny
lie.
Taylor.
This I'm looking at this guy's profile. He's put a Boston the Brewer. He's put a Volvo in the group, and then I mean I'm trying to work out where he works, but I know. Do you know Andrew? I don't really know Andrew.
No,
I don't
no.
think. I probably do. I feel bad. I probably know him, and then I just don't recognize him in the photo. Fucking send it to me. Send it to East Coast Roast, 42 Lawrence Drive, Nerang.
Yep.
We'll come visit. We'll fucking
And I'll get
figure
my
it
hands
out.
on it.
Yeah, send it to Hendo. How do they send it to you, Hendo? Send
Oh,
it to
I'll just come and I'll just jump on the motorbike, not the scooter, not on the motorbike. The scooter can't go on the M1.
come down and grab your
Pick it up.
little.
Well, I haven't seen your fucking coffee shop yet, so
Yeah, come down.
maybe just
It's
do a
nice when we
weekend and
get
come and
beer
hang out.
industry people through there. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen too often. I think we've two beer industry people have visited. No, actually, three beer industry people have visited my coffee shop twice. You want to guess who they are?
Um,
You probably
I
won't
would
guess,
say
but I can tell you just for fun.
Benny Taylor from Traveller.
That's a very good guess. He's come down
Yes.
twice to give me beer.
Yes.
Legend.
Yep. I
I'll
would
give you a hint for the
say
other ones if you want.
no. I'm going to have a guess first.
Oh wow.
Would I
Okay.
say? What about Hugh from Revel?
Hugh has not visited. No.
Okay.
That's a good guess though. I think that's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
guess.
yeah. No, I'm out of
You know, I went to
ideas.
school with him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. What was your other guess?
I've run out of guesses.
Hmm. Okay. One is from a raw ingredient supplier to the beer industry,
Yes.
and the other is a brewer that I used to work with. He's only really visited out of convenience to get a coffee in fairness and to say
Yeah.
hi.
Okay.
And because he was close by.
Yeah, yeah.
So brewer I used to work with at Black Ops and
Yep.
a raw ingredient supplier to the beer industry.
Oh, are you talking Gaz?
No,
Okay.
no. Someone
Uh,
who's well, it's hard. He worked at HQ mostly.
oh, Toshi.
Toshi. Toshi,
Yeah,
good guess.
he's a good
Yep.
boy.
Yep. Toshi's come in twice to say good day. Always good to see Toshi.
He's a good
And
boy. I
raw
like Toshi.
ingredient supplier to the beer industry. Sales rep.
Oh, geez, I'm probably going to say probably Fergus actually.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that's pretty good work, Hendo. That's pretty good work.
Fergus gets around. He's
He
he's good
does.
value.
He
Yeah.
does, but I appreciate it. It's nice. All right. Andrew Lang, I'm heading to Danthorpe next weekend. What is the Stanny Brewhouse like, and is it worth a visit? The Stanny Brewhouse.
That's the one
As in
that's in
like the
town. No,
oh
it's
yeah.
in
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually haven't been there. I was actually due to go there at around Christmas time when I was out at my brother's. He lives literally just on the creek, about 50 meters up the creek from where the Stanley Brew House is. I hear it's okay. I hear it's okay. I think a Perko went there
Yeah.
and he said it was okay. And so yeah, go check it out. Definitely go support a local brewery.
What about
Definitely
the
stay away from Castle Glen though.
Yeah, fuck Castle Glen. But I had a good time at the is there a monkey one out there? What's the other
A
brewery out
brass
there?
monkey, brass monkey.
Brass Monkey.
Yeah,
That was a good time. I mean,
yeah,
the
yeah,
guy
yeah.
was The guy was an interesting fella, but it was like
Yes,
an old
yes.
school kind of country town, small, I don't want to say home brewery. The beer was not bad. And it was just like, it was a good experience. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to, because where I'm going next week, I'm going to a wine region next week, a good one. You know what I mean? I'm going to the
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Valley. They don't fuck around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
when you go to Danthorpe, you don't want to have those expectations that
The wine's still
don't.
good there.
No, I'm not saying the wine's not good there. I'm saying if you go there expecting a hospitality or a beer experience or a wine experience that is the same thing that you're going to get at the best breweries in the country, the best wineries in the country, you're going to be disappointed. It's a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
small country
agreed.
town
Yes, it is.
with its charm, but it's
Yes.
not.
It's got
Yeah,
charm.
you have to
Charm.
have the right expectations.
Yes. Low is the right
Well,
expectation.
I don't say low, Jesus. I didn't say low. I just said don't expect the
Mate, under
same thing
promise,
that
over
you would
deliver, mate.
expect.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's fair. Okay, low is actually a fair call. All right. Darren Gittins replied, Granite Belt Brewery is great. Food really good, beer on point. On-site cabins would be great to stay in. Fuck, I went there. The beer was, it was weird. It might have been a
Uh,
bad time.
that Happy Valley,
Granite Belt
the
Brewery.
Grenville
That's the one
Brewery.
with the big
Yeah,
restaurant. The restaurant is cool. The beer
yeah,
was
yeah.
not good.
No, no. Yep.
Um, Stanley Brewhouse. Yeah, I know. Okay, he wasn't aware of that one. So there's 3 breweries there. All right, cool. Nice. Just drink
Get
wine,
into it.
mate. Go to get
Yeah.
fuck beer. Go wine. Go to
Go to Ballindine Estate.
Oh yeah, go to
That's
Ballindine
that's
Estate.
my
Go to
that's my sis
Tobin.
that's my sister-in-law's winery. So definitely go there.
Definitely go to
She's not
Ballindine
there.
Estate. The
She's
barrel,
not there
what,
at the
wine
moment, so
barrel,
don't ask her. The Barrel Room. Yeah, go have lunch
barrel
at the
room.
Barrel Room. It's fucking excellent. Go get a nice charcuterie platter at the Barrel Room
Go there.
Cafe
Go
at Ballindine
go to
Estate.
Tobin on the way, just around the corner.
Don't
That
ask for
place is great.
Robin. Don't ask my sister-in-law. She's currently in Spain. She's doing the Camino de Santiago at the moment. She's about a third of the way
Nice.
through the 800K walk.
That's insane.
I know. I want to do it.
You should do it.
Mm.
Go to
If they go
Balancing
back next
Heart.
year to
That's
do
my
it.
favorite place in Danthorpe. Go there.
What's that?
Balancing Heart. It's a winery. I don't actually know if they make wine there, but they do pizzas, and it's on this beautiful property. Looks over a
Mm.
lake. It's all outdoors. It's fucking awesome. I want to go back to
Yeah.
Danthorpe, but I'm going to Hunter Valley next
Yes.
week, so I don't give a shit about Danthorpe.
Yeah, good.
It's going to be awesome.
I need to go out in the next few weeks, I think. So
That's it. That's it. We've got if you want to, so here's your options, right? We can wrap it up, or we can do
yep.
Hendo Reacts, or we can do Hendo Reacts to F1 memes. They're the
Hendo
options.
Rex F1 this time.
Okay. All right. You do the share screen. Google
Share
Doc is
sound.
ready to go. Yeah, you got to share sound
Radio.
always.
All right, here we go. You ready? Can you see that?
Can see it. Some of these are mine. A couple were sent to me. All right.
Yeah.
Am I hearing? I'm not hearing anything, but that's okay. I think we're a bit slow. Oh, here we go. And then remember, you got to speak it out because it got
Okay.
trolled. Mazepin arrives at Monaco.
Oh,
Just the...
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, yeah.
Mazepin arrives at Monaco. That's so good. It's so true.
So remember the Aber feedback, Endo, was we do a stupid segment at the end on an audio podcast and no one can see the video. So you have to explain.
This is the stupid segment at the end.
I know, but you have to explain what's happening in the video as you watch it, I feel. Oh, this new feature thing fucked me as well. It's all going to go to shit. This new feature thing won't go away. See, same thing happened to me and just fucks the whole thing. Let's just restart that. Right, explain what you're seeing.
It's like a miniature. It's a miniature of Monaco. It's so cute.
Little miniature Monaco.
Miniature, like, it's not even slot car. Well done. They're like totally racing and everything.
Yeah. Wait for the end. It's worth it. Even, probably not for the audio listeners of the podcast.
Rightio. They're going up the straight. They're getting up the bow view, whatever it is.
Look at this shit. It's close.
It's amazing. Like, it's actually real. They actually go around the U-turn there. Are we going to get the spin out there? No,
That is pretty cool. There was
that was very good.
there was an overtake in there, so it's not realistic. But other than that, good time.
There was one overtake in Monaco last weekend.
Oh, Logan Sargent, that he doesn't count.
No, no, no.
Oh, I sent you this. You know what? I had this ready last week when I didn't know we were doing the pod, we were skipping the pod.
Yes,
And I
yes,
saw this on Twitter and sent this to you. This is basically a video of
yes.
Leclerc like missing the barrier by
Yeah.
like what must be
Well,
like
he
a
lives there.
centimeter.
He lives there. He doesn't want to trash the place.
And did you see this like exact image
Did you
was
see?
on the telecast?
Did you see Stroll do it though?
Stroll smacked it.
Yeah, he smacked it and bent his tie rods and
Stroll
shit like
smacked
that.
it after Alonso gifted him a free pit stop.
Yeah,
And then he smacked the barrier.
yeah.
That's insane,
So
isn't it?
crazy. It's amazing though. It's a
Still
really boring race,
by far the most
but
boring race of all time.
but it was just like but it's I don't know. I don't even know if it should even be there.
It shouldn't be there. It's fucking shit. And Imola as well. That was dog shit. Those races should not follow each other. Imola
watch.
needs to go.
I started watching Imola and I was like, and I bought a VPN just so I could watch KO.
No.
It wasn't even worth it.
Someone needs to explain to me why you have a car race where the cars can't overtake each other. Can you explain that to me? You can't, can you?
No, no, I can't.
That's fucking stupid.
But he...
Oh,
this is amazing. Okay,
you saw this?
This is the F2 where one of the cars was broken down from the inside of the tunnel.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness me.
That was just like,
we knew it wasn't an
it was like Darugula, was it? Hudja.
Oh, that is so fucked up.
I think it was Darugula was stuck, and then Hudja was just bombing it through.
We're on board with Isaac Hadjar. You've got the LED boards.
Oh, God.
Oh, my word, that was nearly horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. You don't want to have the brown undies on, I tell you what.
Very slowly
Oh, my
there.
God. Could you imagine what would happen if, I mean,
some sort of reliability issue, and
that's
a
insane
scary
that they
place
didn't
to
crash.
be,
Oh,
behind
my God.
Oh, my
Nothing,
goodness
innit?
me.
Oh.
Well, we knew it wasn't an accident because we
Nothing,
would have cut
innit?
to it in the tunnel, but
Whoa.
how? That's about as dangerous as it
The
gets
ink
around
car is just
Monaco.
phenomenal.
We're on board with Isaac
No
Hadjar.
yellow flag.
You've got the LED boards.
Even in slow motion, it's
Oh,
fucked
my
up.
word, that was nearly horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine what would happen with if he'd just seen him and just turned to the left and clipped the back tire in the middle of
Yeah.
the tunnel?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that'd be game over. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, there was just some phenomenal driving. Phenomenal driving. So
Yeah, F2 was actually, there was another.
I like watching the F2.
Did you watch the F2?
I enjoy watching the F2 because the racing is always really close.
They overtake non-stop. There was an overtake with a Behrman overtook Antonelli, who are two guys that are basically certain to be in F1 either next year or the year after. So that highlight will be replayed for a long time, I'm sure. No overtakes in the F1. They don't fucking overtake. They just follow each other around. That's it. Oh, there's a couple of Hendo reacts if you're up for it. Otherwise, that's it.
No, we'll do them. Save them for next week.
Nah, I couldn't be bothered. They'll be old by then.
Okay.
Just ditch them. Too busy.
Okay. All right. Resubmit them.
All right, Hendo. Good to talk to you,
Good to be back. Take it easy, mate.
We're back at it.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll be away next week, but we can probably figure it out.
Yeah, okay. I'll just drop you a message. I am in South Africa this month, and
of course you are traveling to another continent.
Fucking no way am I going to be up at 4:30 in the morning or something like that to. Oh, hang on. It'd be like mid-morning or something, wouldn't it?
I don't know, but it feels like a tomorrow problem.
Yeah, it's a later problem.
I've got editing to do.
Yeah.
All
All right.
Love your work.
Catch you next week.